Friends and supporters of Child Guidance Center, it's my pleasure to introduce Addie Zinone.
Good to see you guys all out here, back in person after a couple of years. It's so exciting to be able to talk to people face to face. So thank you guys so much for coming to hang out with us today. Really appreciate it. As Zach said, my name is Addie Zinone. I'm happy, excited to be here. We love the annual Holiday Tree Fantasy. It's one of the funnest events of the year. We've got tons of amazing prizes and gifts, so make sure you guys are ready to bid on those, get lots of raffle tickets. So as they said, I am the new board chair. I just took that position, thank you. Well, thank you. No, I am really humbled and honored to have that position. I've been on the board at CGC since 2018. It's been an amazing few years. We had those couple of years where we had to go online. I am just so incredibly proud of CGC, our mission, what our clinicians and our staff have been able to do for those clients who need it, those families and children who need it so badly, particularly now. I would like to introduce and have our fellow board stand up. Please stand up and be recognized. All right, you got Bruce. Thank you, guys. So as Zach said, in addition to being board chair, I'm a combat vet. I served 14 years in the Army. Oh, thank you. All right, that's me. Yeah, thank you. So I did 14 years in the Army. I did 2-year-long tours in Iraq. I am also a TV news journalist. I studied journalism in college. A few years after college, I decided to join the Army right after 9/11. So I was a producer and writer, reporter in local news, the Today Show in New York, Access Hollywood out here in California, and of course, in the military. So my job in the Army, I was a soldier and a journalist. So I would carry an M16 and a camera. And so I got to go around and really had an amazing experience meeting the people in Iraq and truly just trying to absorb that experience. Amazing in every way you can imagine. Thank you. So, thank you very much. So being on the board of CGC is another way I give back. It's crucial, I think, that we use our experience to help others. And I know I might look, I might look okay now, and I'm standing in front of you happy and healthy. But I assure you, I have had very many scary years, disorienting years, traumatizing years caused by my war-related PTSD. It took me several years to admit I had a problem, because when you look at us, sometimes those wounds aren't tangible, but they could be more insidious because it's not obvious that something is wrong. And particularly if you come back from the war and you have all of your limbs or you're not physically hurt, it's hard to accept that you actually might be hurt because you can't see it, so you don't understand it. And that's where it can get really bad and can even become dangerous. Luckily for me, when it got so bad and I reached out and I needed help, I had that help there. But there are so many people who don't. And it's this month in 2013, my PTSD had manifested so badly, and I was in such a hole that I spent all of December 2013 admitted to the psych ward at the VA in Long Beach. That is where I got my PTSD diagnosis. That's when I was validated and said, yes, something is actually wrong with you. You're not imagining this and it's okay. A couple months after that, really struggling before I was able to get help. I spent 2 months in intensive care at Mission Hospital. I had struggling so badly with the trauma and the way I reacted to that trauma that I ended up with a fully collapsed lung, 6 broken ribs, a broken clavicle, and 3 broken bones in my pelvis. That's what happens when we stay quiet or we don't have access to mental health care, when we don't want to admit that there's something wrong. It's okay that something is wrong with you. It's okay that something was wrong with me. But it took me almost dying to say, okay, somebody please help me. Let me get through this. And now 9 years later, I'm spending December 2022 with you fine folks. Happy, healthy. I am, I'm not healed, I am healing. I am really grateful for that. I humbled myself enough to say I'm not special. It affects me too. It affected my family. In fact, I did so much work that as I was going through my trauma and going through my therapy, somebody asked my kids, what do your parents do? And my son said, well, my dad, he works video games and he's got this organization. But my mom, she just tells me she spends a lot of time trying to get her mind right. So literally he would say, well, she just talks to people. And I said, yeah, that's what I do. And that's why I can, be a mom today, be a good person, daughter, a friend, citizen. And I'm able to say that, yes, I'm a wounded combat veteran, but I am also a healing and healed combat veteran. And people who are out there who could offer me help gave me the help I need. And so we need to make sure here at CGC that we do what we can to arm our clinicians and arm our staff with the resources they need, because the demand has, it's never been higher. It's never been higher. As I said, it feels really great to be here in person. Everyone had to adapt the last few years, as we all did. It's been pretty traumatic for all of us. And we've had to figure out how to do the holiday tree fantasy, raise that money so that there's no break in the services we provide. And she doesn't like the attention, but I want to bring our attention to Karen Francis, Miss Karen Francis. Don't be shy. Come up here, Karen. So just for the last several years, we had to take this online. And Karen became like a producer. She had to produce an online show. She had to figure out how we could raise money and reach people in their homes or wherever they were. So Miss Karen Francis literally does everything. She is a giver, and she rarely takes. Well, today we're going to make her take some flowers because she is so lovely and so amazing. Come on up here. All right, yeah, she's going to be pretty upset with me also because I need to stay on schedule. But yeah, we're so grateful to her that we are able to provide those services to people like me, children and families in Orange County. And we're so grateful to you. Thank you so much. I love you. All right, love you too. I also, just quickly while I'm here talking about veterans, if you are a veteran or you are the family member of a veteran, if you could stand, we want to thank you. Any veterans in the... Yes, do not be shy. Oh, okay, now you are. Okay, there you are. Thank you for your service. They said only thing harder than being a service member is loving a service member. And I think that's true. Speaking of that, I'd like to say to my mom who loved me through all of that insanity, Linda, she's from West Virginia, West by God, Virginia. She's sitting there and she's like, thank goodness you're okay. All right, I'm a little more stable now. Thank you, Mom. All right, and so what we want to do here is just make sure we raise that money, right? So the clinicians have done everything we've asked of them. There's never been a break in service for the last couple of years, despite all the challenges and things of COVID. They've been overworked. Sometimes they're under-resourced. There is more demand than we can imagine, so we need to do what we can to arm them to provide these services, okay? So make sure you guys are ready to bid, buy raffle tickets, right? Don't be shy. We want to try to reach that goal of $175,000, $175,000, okay? So take advantage of the wonderful gifts and packages we have to offer because we really want those 4,500 kids and families we serve at our 4 and almost soon to be 5 locations here in OC. We want to also mention for our veterans, we do the Strong Families, Strong Children program. That is one that's near and dear to my heart. We need to protect our service members who are vulnerable in Orange County and all those who are loving them. So thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate it, your patience as I get through this. Welcome back, you guys. I hope you have a good time. Please go eat. And a friend of mine was hearing about the good things that CGC does and wanted me to send you guys this message. So got a little special message for you.
Hi everyone, I'm Katie Couric, here to say hi and happy holidays to all of you celebrating the Child Guidance Center at the 40th Annual Holiday Tree Fantasy. After a few years celebrating online, you must be so excited to be back in person. I wish I could be there too. I wouldn't mind a little bit of that California sunshine right now, but mostly because I'd like to personally thank those of you who work at Child Guidance Center. Addie is a longtime friend of mine, dating back to both of our days working at the Today Show. and she has told me about the work CGC has been doing for decades. But as you all know, there's never been a greater need for the services you provide. Levels of depression and anxiety in kids have never been higher. And while 6.8 million adults are experiencing depression, fewer than half are getting the care they need. It's going to take everyone working together to help address this crisis. So please do your part and help the Child Guidance Center reach their fundraising goal. Make sure to bid on the live auction items, buy raffle tickets to win one of those incredible trees, make donations, call your friends, send the link to your families, whatever it takes. Thank you once again to the Child Guidance Center for all the work you do, and to all of you for supporting this wonderful organization. Enjoy the party, happy holidays, and have a safe, healthy, and happy new year. And sorry, I have eye allergies, so I haven't been able to put makeup on. So I managed a little lipstick, but sorry about this. Anyway, happy holidays, have a wonderful time, and thanks again. Mwah.